Oh my gosh.
That's next week's video. Ducks.
Yep, ducks.
We're doing ducks next week, Kale. They're easier.
So when we have an intimate relationship. All right. Okay. Easy for the one shot. Okay, there we go. All right. Hello, everyone. Tina Guest of St. John's Faith Formation. I'm here with Lance Schmidt
Yep.
and Sunny.
And Sunny.
Sunny the donkey. So everybody's probably wondering, why am I hanging out with Lance and his donkey? But I don't know if you paid attention to the reading last weekend. Talked about an ass or a donkey. So I thought I cannot miss this opportunity of doing a video with a donkey. So Lance, tell us about donkeys.
Donkeys. Sunny's a male. We have two other Jennies, so we have 3 donkeys. Donkeys live 25 to 35 years.
Wow.
So we're thinking high teens. They weigh generally between 250 to 400 pounds, and gestation period for a donkey is 12 to 14 months.
Wow. 12 to 14 months. That's a long time.
Mm-hmm. And Sunny's a guardian donkey, so he spends the time out in the pen with the sheep and the goats, and he keeps coyotes away.
How does he do that?
They don't like to get kicked.
Oh.
And the sound he makes when he haws. Sonny's very good, very strong hearing. He hears the train go through Jordan, which is, the train's about 4.5 miles from here. He hears that at 10 after 4 every morning. So you'll hear Sunny hee-hawing in the pen as he hears the train go by. He's a Sicilian donkey, and he has a cross on the back, and it would have been the same style of donkey that would have carried Mary into Bethlehem.
That's awesome. I've heard too that they carry a lot of weight, kind of like the llama.
Yep, they can carry twice their weight.
Yeah,
yep.
And I heard they have a nickname called the Beast of Burden.
Yep.
So I'm going to do my own little segue here. Beast of Burden. The gospel ended last weekend, but Jesus said, "Take my yoke upon you, for my burden is light." Right? And so I was thinking, why would he say that? But really, if we're going to live out our faith as Catholics and we're going to make it to Mass on the weekends, it's kind of a burden, right? It's a lot of work. And do you take time to pray tonight?
Yep.
Do you?
Yep.
So is it kind of hard some days to get your prayers in?
Yeah, I usually get up in the morning, say the rosary in the morning.
Yeah.
And it can be, some mornings are tougher to get it, but
yeah. So, my daughter's been kind of, it's been a rough 2 weeks. And I find myself going, oh, I got my prayers in, right? And they hit me like a ton of bricks. It's like, if we start treating our prayers as, check it off the list, got my prayers in, it's good for us to worship. When we say rote prayers, that's when you read your prayers. But we're just worshiping with here and worshiping with our mouth, which God appreciates, but it doesn't get us into here. And as I've been trying to say in all these videos this summer, it's really all about love, and it's about a relationship. And Christ wants to have an intimate relationship with us, so he wants to come into our hearts. So when you first met Joy, way back in the day,
Yep.
did you ever spend time in silence just hanging out with each other?
Yeah.
Do you still?
Yeah, we still do. Yep.
Wow, that's really good. You know what I do is Lyle sometimes will say, "Isn't this nice? We have this quiet time together," and I'll be like, "How come we don't have everything ever to talk about?"
Right.
Right? But anyway, Jesus wants us to spend quiet time with him, and he wants us to invite him into our heart. So I want to go back to that reading from last weekend. I'm going to read it here, and it says in the first reading from Zechariah, "Shout for joy, O daughter Jerusalem. See, your king shall come to you, just as a Savior is he, meek and riding on an ass, on a colt, a foal of an ass. He shall banish the chariot from Ephraim, and the horse from Jerusalem. The warrior's bow shall be banished, and he shall proclaim peace to the nations. His dominion shall be from sea to sea, from river to the ends of the earth." And I heard a homily recently that said, take out the word Jerusalem and replace it with your heart. And so Jesus wants to enter triumphantly into our hearts. But isn't this amazing? He comes in as a donkey, not a triumphant, not like a lone ranger, but a workhorse, right? And a meek, a humble donkey. And Christ knows that we have reservations of letting him into our heart, right? That's what we are. We're human beings. And whenever he comes to love, we just get a little reservations, and he understands that. But Christ wants to have an intimate relationship with us, but he wants to be invited. He won't just come into our hearts unless we invite him. So this is my suggestion to you. Next time you're praying and you get done with your rote prayers, which is very good, but just take 5 minutes and imagine your heart having a door, and open the door just a little bit to let Christ in. Too intimidating? I get it. Just open a little bit and imagine Christ in front of you and let his his radiance enter your heart and bring you warmth. And then slowly open the door more and more, let Christ in. Now, sometimes there's times where I haven't made this confession for a while and I just don't really feel comfortable doing that, or I got a lot of anger in my heart. So there's a woman by the name of Blessed Jacinta Picaretta, and she received messages from Jesus, and Mary appeared to her. And in her writing, she talks about Mary telling her, let Jesus enter the Egypt of your heart. And I'm like, Egypt of your heart? But remember when the Holy Family was fleeing Herod, they were going into Egypt, right? And it was a pagan city without God. But there Christ went into that city. And Mary's asking, let him into our heart and our mess, in our heart. And it's so comforting whenever we do that. So why would we want to do this, right? So why would we want to do this? The reason is because, we're entering really confusing times. If you're watching social media, you're watching the news, there's a lot of emotion out there, and it's getting really confusing. And if we don't spend time with Christ, we're forgetting what Christ really wants for our world, for our lives. And then secondly, because most importantly, Christ says in the gospel last weekend, for I am meek and humble of heart, and you will find rest for yourselves. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light, right? That's where we find rest, and we all need rest, right?
Yep.
Life is so busy. So just do it, right? Right, Lance?
Just do it, yep.
Yep. Well, thanks, Lance. You have a lot of animals out here, too. What else do you have out here?
We about 20 meat goats,
Wow.
about 25 sheep, 75 chickens, and 8 ducks. 3 donkeys.
You're your own old McDonald's
yeah,
sound.
and a Great Pyrenees herd dog. So yep.
Wow, awesome. All right, well, thanks to Sunny, thanks to you.
Yep.
And we hear Joy's a little tied up right now, so say a prayer for Joy. She's got a long 3 months with the surgery for her knee. So, all right, thanks everyone.
Thanks. Have a great weekend.
Sunny, that's good because I forgot where I was going to go here.
Sunny.
Yeah, I need you in there though.
You want to hold it?
No, I don't want to hold a duck. Oh my gosh, I'm terrified of
How about a
birds.
naked neck turkin? You want a naked neck turkin?
What is a naked neck turkey?
Chicken without any feathers on it.
Chicken, all in fact, feathers on its neck.
But it does have a beak still.
Yeah, it's a
And
chicken.
claws.
They're
Yeah, well
little-
that's what scares me, the claws. And
Oh,
everything scares me.
there's Sunny's in the back.
Sunny's in the back.